all about resonance. All experiences are created through the generation of certain frequency patterns in your consciousness that are representative of certain experiences in physical reality. The idea of things like channeling, telepathy or telempathy, mediumship, psychic functioning, remote viewing, the idea of accessing information, whether you refer to it as tapping into the Akashic records or not, all of this operates on the same mechanism of resonance. When you allow yourself to focus on your passion with regard to any of these topics, again, channeling, mediumship, telepathy, information access, psychic functioning, in the way that allows you to start feeling a connection to that energy, your vibrational frequency adjusts and aligns with that concept in a manner to put you in touch with the frequency of that thing, of that concept, of that reality, of that experience, and allows, by alignment, it to flow through you unimpeded, without resistance, aside from whatever belief systems you may have that might get in the way. So the idea is to understand that the mechanism of all of these experiences is the same. It's about the willingness you have to let go of what you think yourself to be and let your frequency dial itself in to what it is you are passionate about experiencing in physical reality. Everything is a frequency pattern of consciousness. And as you tune your dial, yourself, your attention, your focus, your consciousness to these things, with practice, you get better and better at recognizing the specific frequencies, the flavors of them, so to speak, the colors of them, so to speak. And as you begin to recognize them more and more by practicing more frequently, tuning in to those frequencies, those concepts, you will get better at recognizing the specific frequencies that have to do with your interests, your passions, your excitements, and it will come more easily the more you clear yourself out of any belief systems that would prevent you from allowing that vibration to link up with you, to align with you. It will get easier and easier and easier to express these things if they are truly relevant for you. But remember, the idea of your core frequency is attracting already everything you need automatically. The only thing that would prevent those things from manifesting is the belief systems within you, or simply a lack of recognition of the timing that would actually be appropriate for those things to manifest. Letting go of that illusion of control is what will actually allow you to experience more control of these things, more refinement of your ability to tap into different frequencies that will manifest in your life the things that are relevant for you to experience, laid out by synchronicity in perfect timing. So feel the vibrations of your being, and in the upcoming meditation, in this transmission, we will help you practice how to tell the difference between many of these different things and how to start learning how to feel the vibrational resonance and frequency of the things that represent your core vibration, your passion, who you really truly are, and the way that those resonances and frequencies and vibrations express themselves in your physical reality. Resonance is the key. Like tuning forks that vibrate in harmony, that align in that way, you will become your own tuning fork with a flexibility to go up and down the scale of frequencies to access and align with whatever it is at any given moment represents your excitement, your passion, that is most relevant for you. So we will get to that meditation in a little while. Until then, we thank you for allowing us to share this idea with you that we will take further with you later. And in return for the gift you are giving to us, how may we be of service to you this day of your time? You may begin with your dialogues and your questions if you wish.
Hello, Bashar. My name's Chris, and I am speaking with you today from Wales in the United Kingdom. The question I have is a question I've wanted to ask you for at least 5 years, so I'm so happy to finally be getting an answer from you. The question is, what is Kundalini? And I'd like to ask a number of sub-questions as well. How relevant is it? Where does it come from? Do you have it in your civilization? Can humans evolve without it? Why do some people awaken it and some people not, etc.? I'd be so privileged to be able to ask you these questions and answer this question for so many of your listeners as a part of our spiritual journey. Thank you so much.
The idea of Kundalini is simply an alignment of your own energy 100% in that moment, and it typically will shoot up the spinal column when all of the chakra systems in your body are aligned and vibrating in harmony. It's a harmonic resonant response to alignment. Now, not everyone in life has to experience that, but the energy is always there and the potential is always there to align in that way, to feel that surge of energy that is the moment of instant expansion and instant awareness of the fullness of your power, the fullness of your energy, the fullness of your being. It can be something that coincides with a rising of your frequency, the ascension process, so to speak. But again, different people do things in different ways, and not everyone has to experience it as the Kundalini experience you're referring to. There are different ways to experience the alignment of that energy.
It's difficult for you to understand it. I have a contemporary question. I use Instagram for my work, and sometimes I care about how many likes I get. And I always want to have compliments or encouragement from people. But when I don't get that, I feel like I am alone, and I feel like people forget about me. And I don't want to have those feelings inside me.
So you are not following your passion for its own sake, but for what you think it will get you. You have to follow your passion regardless of what people's response is, because there's simply no other choice for you. That's being who you really are. It doesn't matter what other people think or what they give you. You have to follow your passion for its own sake, or you're not being pure about it. You're using it as a condition to get feedback, to be validated by the outside world. The outside world cannot validate you. You can only validate yourself. So as soon as you start simply doing what you love for its own sake, not because of the feedback you're going to get, then it can expand and more people can find you who will support you. But you can't do it to get the support. You have to support yourself. You have to know that you are valid.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help you?
Yes, it did.
Then thank you for allowing us to encourage you.
Our next question is, when I get big job, I get a lot of pressure and anxiety, even though I want people to know about me more. I get scared and ended up escaping from those situations.
All right, this is the same thing though. You're giving over to the idea of outside validation.
But this pressure made me confused if I want to do it or not.
You are putting the pressure on yourself. You are overwhelming yourself by the way you're thinking about what it is you're doing. That's what we're attempting to tell you. You have to just do what you love to do for its own sake. It doesn't matter what other people think about it.
But it sometimes makes me excited, also worry at the same time.
No, not at the same time. You go back and forth. You cannot be excited and be in anxiety at the same time. You are making a choice to leave your excitement and go into anxiety because you have fear-based belief systems about yourself with regard to that situation. Sometimes you will leave that and go back into excitement. We would simply suggest that you remain in excitement instead of shifting into anxiety. But if you do shift into anxiety, ask yourself why. What is the belief you have about yourself in that situation that makes you go into anxiety, that makes you afraid of something might happen that you do not prefer? Why do you have that definition? Do you understand?
Half of it.
When you go into anxiety, that's because you have a fear-based belief that you think something bad is going to happen. Why do you have that belief? You have to find out why you're holding on to that belief so you can let it go. All anxiety is the result of fear-based beliefs. So you must have fear-based beliefs about yourself that says that it's more likely than not that something bad is going to happen.
Okay, I understand.
All right.
Next question is, when I was little, my dad was abusing me physically. Last
Yes.
time I met him, we were watching a movie, and the movie was about, the movie was about the mom was abusing her daughter.
Yes.
And what he said was, how can she abuse her own child? I can't believe it. He said that multiple times. I was very surprised and confused. Is this because my dad doesn't remember the memory of what he had done, or because he lives in present?
All right. And so, do you wish to hold on to that or let it go?
I want to let it go.
All right. Then forgive. Remember, it doesn't condone the action to forgive. You can still recognize the action that someone took as a negative fear-based action because they didn't know any better. Because it takes a victim to make a victim. And therefore, being in fear, being victimized himself, he didn't know how to express the idea of connection and love in a positive way. You don't need to continue to connect yourself to that experience. You can move on and have the compassion to forgive, because again, remember, the original definition of forgiveness is to no longer need revenge, to no longer need to punish someone for what they've done. Because that only keeps you connected to the negative energy. And then you are punishing and abusing yourself from that point forward. So do not abuse yourself. Let it go, forgive, and move forward.
So if I forgive, I don't remember this memory anymore?
You may or may not, but you can use it to learn from. If you forgive, you will simply be free to be who you wish to be. Forgiveness is freedom. You are no longer shackled to the idea of a so-called past that is simply no longer your past. If you become a different person, you have a different past. Do you understand this concept?
Yes.
All right. So be the person you prefer to be now, knowing that you can use what you do remember to push you in the direction that is opposite, to push you in the direction of being your true self, to push you in the direction of freedom and love. And therefore, even though he may not have known what he was doing, he still pushed you in that direction. So use it in a positive way and let it go.
Okay.
Does that help you?
It helped me.
All right.
Last question.
Yes.
Can you please describe how my higher self looks like? Or how?
Why do you need to know how your higher self looks? Other than, again, as an orb of light.
Or the character?
For what?
The character?
The character? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
What do you mean by character?
Is higher self have a character?
You are part of the higher self. Remember, the higher self is just the portion of you that is still in spirit. And all of you is still in spirit. You're just dreaming that you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does the higher self feel to you?
Feel to me.
Speak up.
Feel to me?
How does it feel to you? How does the higher self feel?
Strong.
Strong. Therefore, you are strong, and that is its character. It is loving, unconditionally. It is guiding you, unerringly, by sending you vibrational messages that translate through your body as passion, excitement, creativity, attraction, love. Constantly guiding. It is a guiding light. Follow it, act on it. It is absolutely an indestructible core of strength. So, be strong.
Okay.
Be yourself.
Last question. I just want to make sure the forgive is letting go.
It is not condoning the idea of a negative perpetration, but it is letting go. It's freeing yourself and disconnecting from that so it doesn't hold you back. Because otherwise, you're just perpetuating it.
How can work on that? How can I work on that?
You don't work on it, you just let it go. Do
Like
you
I
want to
decide-
remain connected to the idea of abusing yourself? Do you want to continue to abuse yourself?
No.
Then stop. That's it. It's that easy.
So
Move forward.
So if I imagine it, I just don't think about it.
Say again.
If I thought about it, I just stop thinking about it.
It's not stopping to think about it. It's letting it go in terms of any effect that it has on you negatively. You are free from it. You can think about it. You can remember it. It doesn't matter. You might forget about it, but it doesn't matter. Remember, it's not about what happens. It's about what you do with what happens that makes the difference in your world. So again, we're not saying that you condone what happened, but the idea is that you can forgive in order to free yourself so that you are not continuing the abuse on yourself. Yes?
Yes.
It's not about forgetting the incident. It's about forgiving yourself.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Helpful in making open contact?
Yes, it can be. Absolutely. Because it allows you to begin to take actions that allow you to engage with other members of different civilizations. So by all means, anything that allows you to take up a more active role and meet us halfway and have an open invitation and a willingness to participate, a willingness to engage, a willingness to interact, will move the concept and the experience forward.
Okay. This person is asking, why should we attempt contact? Why work towards it? Where is this leading to? I mean, this person is saying they're excited about all that because sure, it's something interesting and fascinating to happen in our ordinary lives. But why should we work towards that? What happens next?
There are no shoulds. You don't have to work towards it. As we said in our monologue, you can move in that direction or you can choose not to. You can choose to do some of the actions in the steps that we are suggesting, or you can choose to do some of them, or you can choose to do none of them. It's completely up to you. So we would answer your question by asking you, why are you involved in these conversations with us at all then? Do you get some benefit out of the information that we share with you? Can you imagine how much more beneficial information from different members of the Interstellar Alliance may be in terms of you choosing to adapt some of that information into your life and expand your awareness of what's going on, not only on your own planet, but in the universe at large. So it's up to you to exercise your imagination and creativity in understanding how much more expansive your experience of life could be when allowing yourself to move forward toward the interaction with many different perspectives, many different kinds of beings and civilizations, in much the same way that you expand your reality by choosing different friends, different experiences on your own planet. So it's really up to you to decide if you're getting benefit out of the information we have been sharing with you for the past 40 of your years. Can you not imagine how much more beneficial it would be to start engaging with a multitude of such beings who have all sorts of different information that could benefit you as well? But again, it's up to you. So there are no shoulds. You have free reign and free will in determining what it is you're going to get out of making connections to members of the Interstellar Alliance.
Okay. If you don't do the social experiments, how will this decrease our chances of contact?
Well, it will not decrease them, but it will not increase them. So the idea is that these steps are designed specifically now, at this time, involving the actions that you are willing to take, specifically to increase the vibrational rate and align the vibrational rate toward more interaction with ETs that are part of the Interstellar Alliance. But again, it's up to you to determine what percentage you will be willing to take action on. And that will be directly representative of the percentage of the vibration that you will achieve to create alignment with the Interstellar Alliance. So let us say, for example, that over the course of the next year of your time, including step 1, there will be roughly 11 steps. And then going on into the next year after that, there will be more steps, perhaps of a different nature. But looking at it on an annual basis, a year-to-year basis of all the steps, let us say you are willing to do all 11 and every single aspect of them. Well, obviously, doing all of them would put you in a position to be closer in frequency to the idea of the Interstellar Alliance connection to whatever degree we have taken you there at that point. Whereas doing half the steps would bring you up to about 50% of the vibrational frequency necessary to experience where we are guiding you in your interactions with the Interstellar Alliance and so on and so forth. So you can look at it as a relatively representational one-to-one ratio of how many of the steps you do as representative of the percentage of the frequency you will achieve within you.
Fascinating. Are we truly ready for this experiment? So many people still live in fear of ETs because of the way we were programmed to believe they are dangerous and evil.
Asking if you're truly ready is a personal issue, subjective to each individual. By asking, are we truly ready, you may be implying that you're not. However, if you're asking the question on behalf of other people who may still be resonating on a vibration of fear, obviously they may not be ready. And this is why we give you free reign to decide how many of these steps and aspects of these steps and actions you are willing to take. It's up to you. So if you are not as ready as some others, most likely you will not take as many of the steps, not take as many of the actions. But again, we leave it up to you.
This person says they have only recently started trying to raise their vibration and get into alignment, but they feel mostly in their life that they've always been late to the game, so to speak. Will those who do not figure their stuff out in time be left behind during the vibrational shift of Earth? The analogy you'd given was being on different trains, and eventually you won't be able to switch what train you're on. Is it too late to make sure I'm on the right train?
No, it is not too late. And by asking this question and examining yourself, you have given the appearance of being on the train that will lead you in the direction of the kind of earth that you prefer to experience. The idea is that it's not impossible for someone to switch from one train to another eventually, but it may be more challenging because you may divest yourself of the opportunities to do so. They may become less visible to you as opportunities to switch. But the idea is not that you're left behind, it's that you have made a choice and you will move forward in the direction of the choices that you have made. We would not frame it that you have been left behind because that implies that one choice is intrinsically better than another, when in fact the idea of going on a different train from the train you're on may be exactly what that person has chosen for the best path for themselves to experience. So we wouldn't frame it as being left behind. We would simply frame it as making the choice that is correct for you. Because again, remember, you will all have a chance in spirit to evaluate the choices you made in your life review, and you will apply that information to the next thing you will choose to do. So it's not about being left behind. It's about simply making a choice and being on the train you have chosen.
So I actually woke about 3 years ago, and like through a past life regression, I realized I was a mantis being.
You are what?
That I am a mantis being.
You are connecting to
Yes,
a mantis.
I am connecting to the mantis.
It's not you, you're connecting to it.
That's correct.
All right. Yes, I know that's correct.
Yes. And that I come from the Antares.
No, you don't come from.
I come from here.
You are connecting to Antares.
Yes, I'm connecting to the Antares system. So I was
All right.
wondering what my role is assisting humanity with actually working with the mantis beings, and if you can share with us more information that you haven't shared.
Are you following the formula?
I am.
Then you're fulfilling your role.
Okay, you should see the way I'm dressed, or feel the energy of the way I'm dressed, and we'll tell you all about it. Are you able to tell us more about them? Normally I do not dress like this, but I was called. Ah. So can you tell us more about the mantis beings?
They are the overseers of the hybridization program. Because the Greys, at one point, decided that they had to give up their emotionality and become a hive mentality in order to accomplish the task, because it was so large. They knew they needed someone to guide them. And so, in a sense, the mantis beings were, well, I'll use your word, hired to guide them. So the mantis beings are the overseers of the hybridization program.
I see. So
They had to give up their emotionality to reclaim their emotionality in the hybrids.
and how are they assisting humanity with that project?
Am I assisting you?
Yes.
Then you know.
Perfect. Thank you.
Because my civilization is one of the hybrid civilizations that resulted from the hybridization agenda.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
We are helping to make sure, of course it's your choice, you do not go down the same path that the Greys went down when they were humans on a parallel Earth where they destroyed their reality.
Got it.
Remember that the Greys are mutated humans. They're not aliens.
Yes.
They are what became of humanity on a parallel version of Earth that destroyed its environment and had to mutate to survive and could no longer reproduce, and so had to use their advanced technology to come to parallel realities such as yours, where human DNA was still viable, that they could add to their own to create hybrids to perpetuate their society.
Okay.
We are one of those hybrid civilizations, and we are helping you to, again, according to your own choices, see that you have an opportunity to not go down the same path as the Greys went down on their version of Earth.
I see. Because I feel they're extremely hard-based, and I'm like saying this very lightly because they can go deeper and deeper and deeper of the layers of the heart and explain and describe things that are so, I guess, abstract to expand our mind. They've been quite informative with my relationship, with them. So,
Yes.
yeah.
They do seem abstract to most humans in a lot of ways, but it's because of the reality that they inhabit. It doesn't always interpret straight across to the understandings of your reality. Nevertheless, they are extremely emotional beings, extremely deeply emotional intelligences, and they have a great deal of intelligence about the idea of the expressions and energies associated with different emotions, which is why the Greys utilize them as the overseers. They are the keepers of the emotions that the Greys gave up.
Amazing. Wow. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna jump to my more three-dimensional question on this planet. I have always stuttered, and I do every once in a while. I use certain words to kind of guide me from one word to another. So why did I choose as a soul like speech impediment, and how am I able to train myself and others to speak with ease?
It forces you to communicate more strongly in other ways, doesn't it?
Perfect. That's exactly what I always knew. Thank you.
Yes.
Just confirmed it. Are you able to share anything fascinating that you have not shared yet about the 13 skulls, the 13 crystal skulls?
One moment.
Sure.
Have you visited what are called the Serpent Mounds in your area of Ohio?
On my list.
Go, and when you meditate there, you may get some information from one of the skulls that is connected to that culture.
And is the skull there, or it's just there's a connection there?
The skull is instructing us to say that the word there is a relative term, not meaning to be too cryptic, but the skulls are very cryptic.
So are they there on a different frequency and we're unable to see them?
Yes.
Understood. Fantastic. Can you give us, I guess, a step-by-step example of what the process might look like of actually becoming, I guess, a caretaker of a hybrid child from when we first meet them to everyday interaction?
At first, these sanctuaries will be somewhat isolated, and only a few humans will be allowed to interact according to the hybrid children's agenda as to what they feel comfortable or important in terms of the way that they should interact with humans at that time. Humans will synchronistically be attracted in small numbers to these sanctuaries, and over time the numbers will grow as humans and hybrids become more comfortable and familiar with one another.
I see. Perfect. And what role did the fires that just happened in Maui, I guess, play, and how can we best support the sovereignty of the land and the people in Maui?
All we can do right now is sum up the idea that you are experiencing the consequences of choices that were made that are not necessarily in alignment with stewardship of the land.
Got it. Okay. You channeled this super wise entity. I can't remember his name or its name. He was very ancient, and he's the one who went like this. He said, Mazani.
Yes, this was an Anuhet.
Anuhet.
The seventh hybrid race.
Are you able to bring him through? And
Not at this time.
understood. Okay. This is not a question, but an invitation that came through when I was showering this morning.
The shower is often a good meditation chamber.
Yes, and driving. I would like to invite you to join hearts with me, and if you're able to channel through the praying mantis energies, any messages for...
Not at this time.
Okay.
But you will have a dream soon.
Okay. Well, I am so forever grateful, and thank you with my unconditional love.
Our deep appreciation and unconditional love to you as well. Good day. Doesn't mean you won't change, because you always change, and you become differently perfect as you are. in that definition of that moment. So perfection is not the end. Perfection is a process, continual process that never ends. It is the willingness to be more and more of your true self. That's all it is. Does that help?
I'd like more clarification on how can every moment be perfect? Aren't there two sides to
Every moment you are a perfect version of what you are. You are equating the idea of perfection as if you are trying to reach a goal after which you will never change. That will never occur, ever, because you can always change. You can always become something else. Change is the only constant in creation. So the idea of perfection in the way that you're seeking it is to constantly change, to constantly become more as yourself, whatever that means. So perfection is not a static state, it's a dynamically changing state. If you go with the flow, you're operating in perfection, constantly changing. But the idea is that whatever you are at that moment, even though you're going to change, is a perfect version of that thing. Does that make more sense? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm still struggling with this, or challenged by this one.
Is it because you think that perfection is something you achieve and then you don't achieve anything beyond that?
Yes.
But I just told you that that's not what perfection is.
What if you're murdering someone or being murdered? Are those perfect moments?
For what they are, yes, it's a perfect murder. This is not a value judgment. We're not talking about positive and negative here. We're just saying it is what it is, and it is perfect as what it is. That's all we're saying. It is a perfect representation of that act, of that thing. Using perfect in that way simply as a definition of what is it that's going on. That's all we're saying. We're not making value judgments here. Are you associating a value judgment with the word perfect?
Yes.
Why?
That's a good question.
Thank you. Do you have a good answer?
Not at this moment, no.
All right. That's a perfect answer. Do you understand that change will never end?
I guess I haven't internalized that.
What do you think it would look like if you achieved perfection? Can you describe it to us?
I feel like
Give us an example.
I'd be out of debt, I'd have lots of money, I'd have...
Oh, I see. This is all connected to finance.
Well, my body would be healthy, I'd be in a state of joy and ecstasy all the time.
Your body would be healthy. All right. You would have all the money you want. Do you understand that there are different forms of abundance?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Can you name them?
Outside of finance, there's also health, and that's all that's coming to my head at the moment.
All right. Health is a good answer, but outside of the exchange of money on your planet, which is a viable symbol of abundance, being given a gift is a form of abundance. Having something to trade is a form of abundance. Synchronicity is a form of abundance. Imagination is a form of abundance. Communication is a form of abundance. Because abundance is simply the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. That's all it is. So the idea is that if you focus only on one form, you're closing the doors through which other forms can come. You're invalidating all the other forms. When the natural act is to be open to all forms of abundance so that in acting on your passion, whatever forms need to be there to join together to create the 100% abundance that will allow you to continue to act on your passion can then flow together and happen and support you. Maybe it will be a little bit of money. Maybe someone will give you a gift. Maybe your imagination will be inspired to think of a way you can do things that you hadn't thought of before that won't require as much money. Maybe you can communicate something to someone that they find valuable, and they will support you in a certain way. You have to let all the forms of abundance come together to support you. Don't limit the idea of what abundance means. Does this help?
It helps. Thank you.
You're very welcome. See, information is a form of abundance.
On the topic of information, I was wondering, what would you say if I wanted you to spoil my surprises or open one of my presents? Every time I've heard you say that, I've always wanted somebody to say yes.
All right. What present would you like me to open?
What I'd like to know about my future, or the best. What is that? What is the highest vibrational version of myself doing in a parallel reality right now?
What is your strongest passion that you're not acting on?
I love fantasy art, but I'm actually taking action on it.
Are you taking all the actions you can? And what is your art?
I'm working on t-shirts that are either dragons or spirituality related, and
is that the highest expression of your art that you can imagine?
no, it would actually be fantasy book covers.
Are you acting on that?
Am not.
Why not?
I guess the opportunity just doesn't.
Oh, you mean you haven't created an opportunity yet?
Yes,
Then why don't you create an opportunity?
I will do that now.
All right. Then now you know your future. Or not. It's up to you. Does that help you?
It does.
All right. Happy creating.
Thank you. May I also ask, can you describe what my spirit guide looks like?
A ball of light. Most spirits don't necessarily take any particular form. They usually appear as orbs of light.
Okay.
Will that do?
Yes, thank you.
You want to call your spirit guide Blue? You can.
I've been using this idea to try to prove to myself that spirituality is real by having other people that can see spirit guides describe mine to me and then comparing their answers.
All right. That's a fascinating project. Especially since spirit guides can appear as almost anything they wish.
Is there any other way I can prove spirituality to myself?
Be more spiritual.
Okay.
Why do you need to prove spirituality?
I'm afraid that I will be duped,
By what?
that I will have chosen the wrong path for myself and will then be... Bless you.
The body is not sneezing. But thank you for your blessing. The body is synchronistically representing the idea of choking, which is what you're doing on physical reality. Suffocating. The idea is you are a spirit. Are you afraid that you will not continue after you die? Is that why you're trying to prove it?
To a degree, yes.
Do you understand that you cannot cease to exist?
I fluctuate between believing and not believing.
It's not about believing. Do you understand how things work? Do you know that once you exist, which obviously you do, you cannot cease to exist?
You can change form, but you cannot cease to exist.
I don't know it, no.
Existence is its quality. That which exists cannot become non-existent, because by definition, non-existence doesn't exist. That's its quality, to not exist. So that which exists cannot become that which doesn't. Do you understand this concept?
I think it's a fun wordplay, but I can't internalize it.
All right. Then I would caution you to simply not worry about it. To live your life as fully as you can, to follow your passion. For even if it were true that there is nothing else afterwards, why not live the fullest life you can anyway? Why not?
Do you have any parting book recommendations or transmissions for me?
Book recommendations
Yeah.
on your planet? Destiny of Souls and Journey of Souls might help you.
Thank you, Bashar.
You are very welcome. It is our passion and our pleasure to do so.
This reflection has helped me through many challenging moments, including the transition and transformation of my beautiful twin brother.
All right.
I, too, have transformed negative into positive and darkness into light. My life has bloomed exponentially by following my highest excitement to the best of my ability with no insistence on the outcome while staying in a positive state, regardless of the circumstance.
And don't forget the fifth point.
And taking action upon
Examining your belief systems and letting go of those that are out of alignment with who you true to be.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. So that means then if you are following it as precisely as you indicate, you have no questions. Or do you?
I do have questions. I would like to continue my statement and say that I honor and dedicate this communication to my brother, for his death and life has given me endless gifts, for I am eternally grateful, and thank you. I am very excited about this topic of Bell Rock. We were at Bell Rock the other day, and on the northwest side of Bell Rock, there's these, I call them like fey cliff dwellings almost, these little holes. And I found myself ohming into them to ring the bell. And so I'm curious are there elemental beings that are a part of these holes?
Absolutely.
Can you give us any specific information on these beings?
No.
No. Okay. Recently, I had a significant dream where my mother and I...
One moment. Find, synchronistically or otherwise, a member of a local tribe that can tell you more about the elementals connected to the area.
Okay. I will allow synchronicity to guide me. So, I recently had a dream where my mother and I it seemed like we're in a hotel event center, and her and I were trying to escape the area that we were in. We were trying to get away for some reason. And then all of a sudden, I found myself and her in this room with all closed doors, and there is a few other people in the room as well. And we were all sitting down, and there was a door, and we all knew not to open the door because eventually there was going to be a gray that was going to step through this doorway. And we were all a little frightened of when that moment was going to come. And all of a sudden, I saw my twin brother. He manifested in the dream, and really innocently and joyfully, he's like, "Oh, a door, let me open this." And so he goes ahead and opens it, and out walks a albino Sasquatch about 10 feet tall. And my brother sees this Sasquatch and starts to go into psychic shock and almost passes out. And the Sasquatch lovingly and compassionately grabs him and holds on to him to help him collect himself. And I was wondering if you can give me any more insight on that dream.
Do not be afraid of the power of your own higher mind.
Okay, well said. And
of course, partially blended with a memory of being on board a spacecraft.
okay, so
And also, partially blended with the idea of interdimensional travel,
okay,
because the Sasquatch can do that naturally.
okay. So I feel that the hybrids are helping us
Yes.
activate our inner Sasquatch.
Well, yes, in a sense.
Yeah.
It can be done that way, since you do still contain the genetics that eventually evolved into the Sasquatch for those early hominids that were not altered by the Anunnaki.
Yes, okay. In December of 2010, I was at a concert in Denver, Colorado, and had a wonderful time. And as I was exiting the concert, I felt myself pulled magnetically towards this being, towards somebody standing near the exit. And as I bumped into this person, I lost consciousness, and I felt this shock go up my spine, and I felt as if spirit was breathing me all in just this instant. And when I opened back my eyes, this person was wearing a shirt that resembled exactly the experience that I had. And I stood next to this person and asked him, I felt like he was an alien. And so I was like, hey, so what's your name? And he told me his name was Niram. I was like, okay, yeah, he's okay. So I was like, so Niram, where are you from? And he chuckles and looks at me. He's like, I'm from here. I'm from around here. I was like, oh, you know. Anyways, this was a really big event for me and really triggered me to start evolving more. So I was wondering, was this being a precursor, or was he a member of the hybrids or an extraterrestrial?
One moment. We are seeing what we are allowed to say. This is what would be called a precursor imprint. In other words, a precursor is telepathically using a human being from your planet to radiate the vibration of a precursor to trigger certain experiences within humans that may run into them.
Okay.
So you are touching into the vibration of a precursor with a human being used as a transmission device.
Interesting.
So it's one step removed, but you are experiencing the vibration of a precursor.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So earlier this year, I was practicing a channeling course, and I was working with somebody who channels the IL and other beings as well. And I had some private sessions with him and practiced channeling in front of a live group as well. And I suppose it felt really odd to me. I felt like once I was done with the channeling, I wasn't that excited about channeling anymore, as if I was just making up everything on the spot and fooling other people.
Yes.
And
it doesn't have to be your way of doing things. It's part of your exploration, and you can decide whether or not it's correct for you.
Okay.
There are other forms of channeling, remember.
Yeah.
Channeling is something all of you do when you are doing what you love. You go into the channeling state. So how you choose to express it creatively is up to you.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, and that helps me try, or not try, but act on more of a I could say, a grounded way of channeling, because
Yes.
I feel like I'm channeling like in every moment. And
In a sense, you
yeah.
are. Remember that you're all channeling your human personality
Okay.
constantly. So you're always in a type of channeling state. But in terms of the physical representation, anytime you do what you love to do, anytime you're in a deep meditation, anytime you are, as you say, in the zone, and you don't pay attention to the passage of time, you are in the state in the brain known as gamma, between 40 and 100 cycles per second. That's the channeling state. You all do it.
Understood. So that meditation last night was very powerful, and I feel like collectively we went through a portal that we transformed just within that meditation. And so
Yes. Again, remember, you are shifting all the time, billions of times per second. The meditation acted, in a sense, like a navigation tool, a rudder, to make sure you are being guided in the direction of versions of Earth that are more reflective of what you prefer.
okay, because I also felt it was an initiation into the Interstellar Alliance.
In some senses, yes, because we talked about the idea of you being, in a sense, an honorary member of the Galactic Society. Not yet full-fledged, but on your way.
On our way. Okay. Well, with that being said, I'll be on my way, and thank you very much.
You are welcome. Time, low probability.
Okay. So, I find my soul expressing itself in this incarnation as a queer, trans, non-binary, gender fluid person.
All right.
And this year, I followed my excitement and started to create monthly events for my queer community in Los Angeles
All right.
to connect in nature and to meet in places that weren't bars or places with loud music and not centered around alcohol. So in my events, we really focus on creating a space where we can be free and more natural and not be more natural, less normal, like you've encouraged us to do. We play games, we have cuddle puddles, we are openly talk about sexuality and deep conversations. Yes.
You got somebody excited.
Yes. So on the surface, it might seem like a social event or speed dating event, but truly my deeper intention has been to always connect ourselves to our higher selves, and it's really a spiritual connection that I have for my intention.
Yes, all right.
So I call this passion Venus in Aquarius, and in my own birth chart, I'm Venus in Aquarius, and I'm curious to hear from you what the energy of Venus in Aquarius is.
Love pouring out.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You are welcome.
So I'm holding a spherical rose quartz that I bring to my events.
All right.
One to represent and honor Venus and radiate love energy, and to also intentionally invite any beings to peer through. Like I know those crystals beside you are ways that beings can peer through, like eyes, right?
It can be used that way by those who are vibrationally compatible with that permission slip, yes.
Cool. So I've invited you and the Esasani to come to my events and join us, and any beings that want to. So.
Many of us have already eavesdropped.
Oh! That makes me so excited. Because when I was planning the first event, I was driving on the freeway, and a car drove in front of me, and the license plate said UFO party.
Synchronicity abounds.
Yes, so I'm so thrilled to know that you've been there, or you've eavesdropped.
Do you not think we know all the things that are going on your planet?
Oh, I know you do.
All the transformations and changes taking place toward the evolution of humanity.
Beautiful.
This is what we monitor.
And there's been lots of amazing representation of queer identities in our society and media lately, and I've seen the younger generation feel safer to come out of the closet. But at the same time, this year, so many anti-trans and anti-LGBT bills have been passed that invalidate and discriminate us and make it hard for us to get health care or feel safe. Trans people continue to get murdered for just being themselves. And so many of my own peers feel nervous just to hold our lovers' hands in public.
Yes.
So yesterday you were mentioning a lot about being in service to others, and this is my way of being in service. So I'm curious, is there anything I can know how to better serve my community?
Understand that the events going on reflect the idea that the Spirit is everything and nothing, and can be anything. And it is a reminder to humanity to connect more with Spirit and allow that Spirit to inform the person as to what their journey is, no matter what. Because again, this transformation is important to take place on your planet at this time, to remind people that the Spirit is everything and nothing.
Everything and nothing, like...
It is no particular gender, and thus can be any gender. Because your spirit is your spirit, and it is all things. Just as all that is all things. So this is a way to allow those who harbor fears, who are afraid to look within, afraid to connect consciously with Source, that is all things, and afraid to be reminded that they can be all things that they need to be. So you are demonstrating as a living example that humans are more than the boxes that you have put yourselves in for a long time. That you are now expressing outside the box, outside the limitations of human mind, of physical mind, that you are connecting more to the idea of the malleability and flexibility that is inherent in spirit. That you are all living a dream, and in that dream anything is possible. And everyone in that dream can be in love.
Thank you so much.
Well, I had nothing to do with it. That's just the way it is.
I feel it when I'm with my community. I feel like we're on this spiritual wavelength of just being so transcendent. And
all right.
Yes.
And transformation.
Transformation, yes. So my whole life has changed since I've started to do these events and take these big risks. And recently I got...
taking what?
Taking...
risks?
Making a big choice.
Thank you. Because being yourself is the least risky thing you can do. Trying to be something you're not is taking a risk.
Thank you. That's beautiful. So, being more myself.
Yes.
I've manifested working at a vegan animal sanctuary.
Yes.
Where my job is to connect with animals and learn about their stories of how they got rescued from abuse.
All right.
And I get to talk about and take people on tours of how we can reduce suffering and
all right.
really be intentional about the things we eat. So I'm curious about how I can connect more telepathically with these animals.
You send them imagery. Remember, they think in pictures.
Okay.
Not in words.
Okay.
So you send them the image of the scenario that you propose. They will follow. They will understand.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Will that do?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bashar.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Day. I don't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you for... Lord Jesus, I knew I was going to cry. God, every time. I just want to say thank you.
You are welcome, and we thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
Kevin from Germany. And I'm Bernard, his translator and also the collector of the questions. So, since we are in Sedona, about the vortex in Sedona, above Bell Rock, where is it the strongest point, or how big is the vortex in total?
Bell Rock is the center and the strongest point.
So this is the center, and the round spots on it are the main energy points, or doesn't matter?
The vortex encompasses the entire area.
Okay.
If you are anywhere near Sedona, you are in the vortex, but the center is Bell Rock.
Okay, so the area is whole Sedona of the vortex.
Repeat?
The whole Sedona city area is the vortex, and this is the
Is
center.
in the vortex, yes. It extends way beyond the city limits.
Good to hear, right? And on this point, I also visited Bosnia and the Bosnian pyramids. What is the vortex there, and is it also connected?
The Bosnian pyramid is a little bit different. It is a vortex that connects to parallel realities very strongly. And there are beings, people like yourselves in alternate versions of Earth that have their own version of that pyramid in their reality too. Many of them are a little bit more advanced than your culture is at this point, and some of them actually are investigating the tunnels in the Bosnian pyramid and observing that beings such as yourselves from your reality and other realities are also investigating it. They're not revealing themselves yet, but they can sense all of you. They have the technology to do that, and one day an encounter will take place within the tunnels in that Bosnian pyramid between different parallel realities.
Nice, yeah, I already saw the shapes of the beings, but a two-way encounter, so like two parallel realities will meet each other in the future.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yes.
And there are also stone spheres in Bosnia. Can you say a little bit about them, what frequency they do, a purpose, or how can we utilize them now?
They represent connections vibrationally to the planets, different star systems.
So every stone sphere represents like a star, or?
A star system, yes. A planet in a star system, a civilization in a star system.
Every single sphere represents like one planet, and then it's like spread around, basically then. Do I understand this right?
Repeat.
That every stone sphere represents a planet or a star, and it's spread around.
Yes, you have vibrational connections, communication connections to different civilizations in different star systems.
Yes, and about this Aum, or some says it's Aum with A, or some say
it doesn't matter how you spell it.
Okay, I just wanted to ask if we maybe can repeat it a few times for us.
Sufficient?
Thank you. And another funny questions. Will we have later also kids with the hybrids?
Eventually, yes. This is how you become the sixth hybrid race.
Very exciting.
Yes. All 6 hybrid races in 1,000 years of your time will then begin to merge to become the Anuhet, the 7th hybrid race.
And
I thought that was your last question.
So is it or not?
You tell us.
Are there any other interesting vortexes near Sedona?
I already told you about Upheaval Dome.
Okay.
That will be all that we need to mention today.
Okay. Then, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.